What if I told you that one of Earth's last remaining tropical seals is being poisoned not by predators, but by something far more insidious that's hiding in plain sight? Picture this: a sun-drenched Hawaiian beach at dawn. The waves gently lap at the shore, and there, resting on the sand, is one of the rarest marine mammals on Earth, the Hawaiian monk seal. With its soulful eyes and silver-gray coat, it looks peaceful, almost timeless. But beneath that calm exterior, a silent war is being waged. A war against an enemy the seal can't see, can't fight, and doesn't even know exists. For decades, we believed the greatest threats to these animals were sharks, fishing nets, or habitat loss. But scientists have uncovered something much more disturbing. The real danger isn't lurking in the water, it's flowing through it. To understand how pollution is quietly dismantling this species, we need to rewind to when researchers first noticed something was wrong. Hawaiian monk seals have lived in these islands for millions of years, evolving into one of the most specialized marine mammals on the planet. They're deep divers, skilled hunters, and remarkably resilient. By the 1970s, there were only around 1,500 left. Conservation efforts began: beach protections, fishing restrictions, public awareness campaigns. And for a while, it seemed to be working. The population stabilized, but then something strange started happening. Mother seals began giving birth to fewer pups. Those that were born seemed weaker, more susceptible to disease. At first, scientists blamed natural cycles or food shortages, but the data didn't match. The seals had plenty of fish to eat. Their habitats were protected. So what was causing this invisible decline? The answer emerged from an unexpected place, not from studying the seals themselves, but from analyzing what was inside them. Let's dive into the 3 layers of pollution that are slowly suffocating this species. The first layer is chemical, the invisible toxins that travel thousands of miles to reach these remote islands. You might imagine pollution as visible trash washing up on beaches, but the deadliest forms are microscopic. Pesticides from continental farms, industrial chemicals from overseas factories, even flame retardants from household products. They all evaporate into the atmosphere, travel across the ocean, and condense in cooler climates like Hawaii. They settle in the water, get absorbed by plankton, then move up the food chain. Small fish eat the plankton. Larger fish eat the small fish. And monk seals, being top predators, consume them all. With every meal, they're accumulating a toxic cocktail in their bodies. Scientists testing monk seal blubber found shocking levels of PCBs, DDT, and mercury, chemicals that were banned decades ago but persist in the environment. These toxins don't kill immediately. Instead, they weaken the immune system, disrupt reproduction, and damage developing brains in pups. A mother seal might look healthy, but she's passing these poisons to her offspring through her milk. The very act of nurturing her young is inadvertently poisoning them. The second layer is plastic, but not in the way you might think. We've all seen heartbreaking images of seals entangled in fishing gear or eating plastic bags. But the more dangerous plastic is the kind you can't see. Microplastics, tiny fragments from broken-down bottles, synthetic fibers from clothing, even beads from cosmetics now saturate the oceans. Recent studies found that some Hawaiian waters contain over 100,000 microplastic particles per cubic meter. These particles act like sponges, absorbing those chemical toxins we just discussed and concentrating them. When seals eat fish that have consumed microplastics, they're getting a double dose of poison. But the physical damage might be even worse. These tiny, sharp fragments can lodge in intestinal walls, causing internal bleeding, blocking nutrient absorption, and creating chronic inflammation. A seal might eat enough fish to survive, but if it can't properly absorb the nutrients, it slowly starves regardless. The third layer is nutrient pollution, something that sounds beneficial but proves devastating. Runoff from farms and resorts carries fertilizers into the ocean. These excess nutrients cause massive algae blooms that choke coral reefs and deplete oxygen in the water. The seals' favorite hunting grounds become dead zones. But there's an even more sinister effect. Some of these algae produce potent neurotoxins. When fish consume the algae, the toxins accumulate in their bodies. When seals eat those fish, they can suffer from seizures, paralysis, and reproductive failure. What makes this pollution crisis particularly cruel is its inequality. The northwestern Hawaiian Islands, where most monk seals live, are among the most remote places on Earth. They're protected as a national monument, with no industry, no agriculture, no permanent human residence. Yet they receive some of the highest concentrations of oceanic pollution because of how ocean currents circulate. These seals are suffering for crimes they didn't commit, in a sanctuary that should be their safe haven. But here's where the story takes a hopeful turn. Because understanding the problem has revealed surprising solutions, scientists and conservation groups have launched what they call upstream interventions. Instead of just treating symptoms on Hawaiian beaches, they're targeting pollution at its source, thousands of miles away. They're working with farmers to reduce pesticide runoff, manufacturers to develop safer alternatives to persistent chemicals, and wastewater treatment plants to filter out microplastics. In Hawaii itself, innovative programs are making a difference. Community scientists now regularly test water quality and report pollution hotspots. Volunteers clean beaches, not just of visible trash, but carefully sift sand for microplastics. Perhaps most importantly, researchers have developed special feeding programs for mother seals, providing them with clean fish from unpolluted waters during critical reproductive periods, essentially giving them a detox diet that helps ensure healthier pups. The results, while preliminary, are encouraging. In some colonies, pup survival rates have increased by over 30% since these interventions began. Genetic diversity, once declining, has stabilized. The population, while still critically endangered, has shown its first sustained growth in decades. The Hawaiian monk seal's struggle against pollution represents a larger truth about conservation in the 21st century. We can protect habitats, ban hunting, and establish marine reserves. But if we don't address the invisible contaminants flowing through our global ecosystem, we're only solving part of the problem. These seals have survived volcanic eruptions, ice ages, and sea level changes over millions of years. They're now facing their greatest challenge, one we created. But they're also showing us that with knowledge, innovation, and global cooperation, even the most invisible threats can be overcome. When you look at a Hawaiian monk seal resting on a beach today, you're not just looking at an endangered animal. You're looking at a living barometer of our planet's health. And its recovery, however gradual, signals something profound. That when we clean up our act, nature has a remarkable capacity to heal itself. Which invisible environmental threat do you think deserves more attention? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your suggestion might become our next story of hope and recovery.